All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Greyhound Skirmish Cup. Pretty excited to watch this match. Esprit de Corps versus Blueberry Brigade, fighting over Cattlesheds, St. Marie du Mont. Some of you don't know, Cattlesheds on skirmish mode, the point is different. It's bigger, but also moved so that the sheds themselves are just barely in the circle. The Germans kind of have a little bit of an advantage on this map. They got a hedgerow that's in the circle, so we'll see how this plays out. With that advantage, we may see an overtime. We'll see how that happens there. Rocket coming across, going off over by AA, but the truck is actually further to the west. Supplies coming down behind that hedge. And you got a handful of Esprit guys heading off to the west side towards Braycor. Oh, the tank got the truck. The tank got the truck. I heard the shot. The entire truck is cleared. Look at all those body parts. Wow. Now, I hate that the highlights don't work in skirmish mode. They got the other truck, too? Good grief, man. Very nice start for Esprit right there. Putting the pain train out, but they lose the tank? Was that the Sherman? No, it's a truck. It's a truck. There's the Sherman. So they did lose a truck back there. I don't know if anybody was really in it anymore. That P4 does have the high ground over there, so he might be able to get better eyes on this tango. It depends. It's going to come down to pings, probably, who marks who first. But Esprit de Corps has absolutely... That was a German strafing run. Esprit de Corps has absolutely pushed all the way up to the hedgerow. They should have destroyed those supplies that came down for BB. Zoom, all pushed way out past his zone. Just getting right in their face. He's getting out in the open field, but pulling it off because he's got shooters covering him from multiple directions. He's taking fire. That sounds like it's coming from over there. Can't see him. He's pushed all the way up here. Look at this. He's here. You can't see my icon like you normally can. Oh, he finally gets taken out by Apex. Esprit de Corps just looking to box these guys out completely right from the start. You got Adgra here crawling through the wheat field, maybe trying to get an squad leader, trying to get an OP up, trying to shift his guys out somewhere over here to the east. There's the capture. If Blueberry Brigade had any OPs in the zone, they're gone now. 10-minute delay on this. Should be catching up fairly soon. Make sure I got all my stuff turned on like it's supposed to be. Unknown right up here. He takes a fire. Unknown goes down. I think he got killed by Pilecki over there, who's just off to the side. Should be able to see up in there pretty good. Blueberry Brigade now spreading their guys out towards the east, towards Pierre's. They do have some guys in this wheat field, so maybe they can slip through over here, but look at this. Esprit de Corps has guys in an encirclement around that wheat field, so anybody moving through there is going to get spot. Berger over here with the machine gun should just about be able to see everything. He's got a beautiful field of fire. Gets a hold of Apex over there. He's got full vision on this. Gets Chris. We'll call you Chris. I'm sorry, I don't know how to... So he is taking fire. Chris returning fire. He does get him before he has to drop back and heal up. Very good position there for him For a minute there. All right, so Adgra did slip through over here, but he's got a whole mess of guys heading his way to clear him out. Does get cleared up. Probably has an OP somewhere in the wheat field there, but... I don't know how long it's going to last with this many guys shooting at it from multiple directions. All the way over in Braycor... Smearin is actually shooting towards the center, and he's got a handful of guys coming around behind him. He's kind of looking the rightish way, but he could really use a couple of friendlies around on his other side. Grendula looking to get next to him. Yada right there. If he fires a single shot, they'll know exactly where he is. His OP goes down. Zaizu spawns in. There he is. He's going to go for the hip fire. Gets Yada. Gets Grendula with the hip fire. Nice shooting by Smearin there. It's just too bad he lost his OP. Or else that would have been a perfectly timed play for him. Still holding down that flank, though. It's going to give plenty of time for the Esprit de Corps to push another squad leader over there, get an OP back up for him. Especially since he's still got his machine gun holding over there. St. Pepsi right up in their face. Does go down, but you can see he's all the way up inside their zone. You can push all the way up to this line here. So they, at the moment, for the most part, have Blueberry Brigade completely boxed out. Handful of guys still in the zone, but that's about it. Just under 25 minutes left. Still plenty of time for BB to shift out and around somewhere. Maybe get the flank going somewhere. But Esprit de Corps seems to have complete control over this at the moment. There comes Ranger. Got to show him some love because he showed me love you, Ranger. He's covering the trenches over there, but Spooky's taking him down before they can even get in his vision. I think Excel just got himself a kill over here, as Esprit de Corps seems to be absolutely getting the better of these trades in these fights. Spooky just hanging out over here on the flank. I'm sure if he's trying to get out and around. I hear him moving. He's looking. Niels Nieslubny? Nieslubny? Is that how you say that? Him and Spooky, kind of a little bit of cat and mouse going on over here. Kind of want to see who gets who. This Spooky, he does not have, his OP's not that close, so I don't know if he just feels that he's being hunted or, oh well. BB starting to push down through the trenches, trying to get into break or taking some casualties from other directions before they can get in. I hear shooting. Ah! Nieslubny got Spooky. There's 1200 back there. 1200 should absolutely be able to kill. Can he not see him? You can see him. You gonna shoot him, 1200? No, you're gonna wait till he gets into cover and gets away? Got more buddies coming now, too. He does get the buddy. That's good. For the life of me, I don't know how 1200 didn't see him just now. He's going to get behind him. Should be able to clean him up. I want to go look at other stuff. Nice shooting, 1200. There we go. Esprit de Corps still holding over here at Breakcore. They got quite a few guys in there. They should be able to hold that down pretty good. They did push up right down to the very center of the line. So splitting BB in two right now. St. Pepsi in their zone. There's the P4 right there. He does get taken out. I'm not sure who got him, but probably Rudolph over there. What are you exchanging with? Are you just shooting the wall there? No, there we go. Got the Shermans over here, the medium Sherman. P4 trying to get a view on him. Somewhere back behind that hedge. There he is. Gets a ricochet on him. They're dueling with each other. They're both in pretty good cover. Oh, hits the hedge. He's going to pull back up. Don't you ricochet. Is he not? Maybe he just can't find him? That was a hit, though. See, how wounded is he? I don't see any smoke or flames. That's a solid hit. He's shooting the wall, too. The P4 definitely getting the better of that exchange. The Sherman's going to have to back off and repair. He should be safe behind that hedge for now. So we'll come back and see how he's doing in a minute. Over here in the east, BB has a number of guys shifting out this way, and they kind of got some pressure going on this flank. These guys, I think they were a little further down before. But Berger and Von Corndog. Berger, again, beautiful positioning in this building to shoot out across that open field, that wheat field. I do see a handful of BB guys way out towards the east, and maybe they can get out and around somewhere, get Sneaky Garrison out over here way on the flank. That's absolutely the best way I've seen boxed out teams get back in the game. They shift way out on the flank, get a sneaky garrison up, and start coming around behind. I mean, there's 20 minutes left on the match, so there's no real reason not to do some sort of movement like that. There's no reason to just grind yourself right into their guns when you have this much time left on the clock. Ranger up real close to this P4, who again is exchanging. Where is he? There's the Sherman right there in a 2-man. I guess I didn't really realize that the first time. Why can't I lock onto him? Oh, because I'm not hitting the right button. That'll do it. St. Pepsi now right up there as a squad leader. But that P4 has completely backed off now. Over here on the west side of the map, there's still a handful of BB guys over here. They're just kind of shifted around, seeing what's going on. St. Pepsi's actually gotten up behind him into 5 points. There's a spawn in right there, probably an OP right in those cluster of buildings. If St. Pepsi can get in there and clear out that spawn, this will alleviate any pressure that they're taking from BB over on this side. So we'll see what St. Pepsi can do in here. They got this P4 still covering that road, so they'll have to move up through the hedgerow. There's a little gap in the hedgerow right there he can get through. Seems like he's just holding and keeping an eye on AA right now. But during the distraction, look at the P4 is trying to head out over onto the high ground. The Sherman is actually pushing up right into the center of the field, trying to get up over on the high ground. There's Excel as an AT right here too, so if that P4 comes up, he might get caught with a couple rockets. Grendula gets St. Pepsi behind that hedge. Here comes the P4 with the Sherman pulling up. The Sherman's in better cover right now, I think. I don't know if he can see that P4's got to crest the hill before he can be spotted. Zaizu gets a marker on that P4. I think he's safe on the backside of that hill. Excel right there with an AT as an AT. Oh, there's the shot from the P4. Or a shot on the P4, I mean. A second shot from the Sherman. Severely wounded P4. That could potentially be killed by a rocket from Excel if he can land it. He's got the grand. Excel, you lucky dog. He might think he kills you with that. There's the crew is out going for the repair. Gets one. Gets the other crew. It's only got one guy left in it. Vendeka trying to get hold of Excel. Excel now looking the other way. Gets Vendeka. He's right on top of that Sherman. Does he have a satchel? He's got the grand, right? That should be the rockets. Did he just blow him up? Did he just kill that tank by blowing himself up, or did the Sherman get it? I didn't see the Sherman shoot, so it kind of seemed like he killed himself while killing the tank. Could be mistaken. We'll have to watch the tapes back later. See how that went down. St. Pepsi getting into 5 points. Might get that OP right now. Oh, gets taken out before he... I think he... Oh, it's a garrison. There is a garrison right there. He should have been able to hear it. Here comes the Sherman. Pulled right up to the door. Sir Vex right there. Possibly with a satchel. It's like, yeah. Oh, he's tossing grenades. Throwing grenades at nothing. Panic grenades. Inshan now up here as a squad leader. More Esprit guys making it into AA. I'm going to go check out this eastern flank over here. See how BB's doing over here. This is where they've been getting better pressure going on. Now, with Esprit having that tank over on the other side, when BB brings their next tank in, it might be a good idea for them to bring it up this side of the map. Maybe catch that Sherman out of position. If he can catch that Sherman out of position, he might be able to assist this infantry in getting a push on Cattlesheds from the east. There comes U.S. Ranger again, about to run into Grezsu. Gets him through the window. You see that? Through the window. Through the smoke, through the window. Very nice shooting by Ranger. Oh, forgot to turn volume off on this. I can hear myself. Ranger now back into that house. BB was getting some pressure over here. Ranger looking really lonely, trying to stop this up. He does have some reinforcements pushing up this way. Commander calling out movement in this direction. They know that there's a lot of enemies over here. They've BB done a good job of shifting to this flank. That was a very long-range rocket to, honestly, where that Sherman was before. He's shifting this way now. Here comes a bombing run. Esprit so deep into enemy territory that just long-range rockets at nothing. Esprit so deep into BB's territory that they're calling in bombing runs in the red. The Sherman has now shifted in this direction. He's right there. Coming this way, looking to clean out this infantry. Some more spawn-ins for BB, but they're in a lot of trouble now. Pilecki over there does look like he'd managed to get into that house, but again, looking very lonely. I turned off audio for that, but thank you for the follow. That's supposed to be muted. I'm not sure why it's not. Anyways, no, I can't mess with it now. Thank you for the follow, though, by the way. I don't know. It's supposed to be muted. I shouldn't be able to hear it. Anuka goes down. BB taking more casualties over here. This is getting pinched pretty hard by Esprit as they're shifting their guys back this way. The Sherman actually did a U-turn and headed back in the other direction, looking to help out on this hilltop again. There is another P4 up here on the hilltop. Sherman coming to see if he can get an angle on him. Where'd the Sherman go? All right, he's right down there. Is that the counter bombing run? That is a counter bombing run by Esprit. Completely clearing out that eastern flank. So that should get cleaned up over there, especially with that bombing run. But I kind of want to watch this tank fight. Gets a ricochet on the P4. The B4 still pulling forward, not backing up. Feeling confident. I'm not even sure he can depress his gun far enough to shoot him. He probably can, but it seems like he's angled upward just a little bit. Oh, as XL gets a rocket hit into the back of the P4. P4's going to have to back off. That's going to give the Sherman the ability to pull forward as XL destroys the P4. Another tank goes down for BB. XL gets taken out moments later, but it's not soon enough to save the tank, as BB has a number of troops shifting over to the west side of Brakor. And they're actually kind of getting pretty close to the circle over here. They've got a long push across this open territory, but if they can clear out Nacho and start pushing up this trench, I don't see a lot of Esprit guys over here ready to stop them. That doesn't mean they don't have. They do get Nacho. Apex gets himself killed there. They do lose one. There's a half track right here for BB. Nice sneaky little half track over here on the flank. Hopefully the Sherman, I don't think he can see that through the, I think that wall is too tall for him to get it. He does get the infantry that's coming in from over there. He's already headed that way. I don't think he'll be able to get that half track unless he comes all the way over to the road, though. Where'd he go? He's right here somewhere. Where'd he go? There he is. Heading back towards Cattlesheds. BB actually getting in here behind him. Here comes Zemek in the wheat field. Managed to slip through as a squad leader. He's already got more spawn-ins coming in over here. BB actually starting to get behind Esprit over here. We've got just under 12 minutes left. Plenty of time for Esprit to clean this up, but only if they react to it in time. I suspect that they will. They generally have pretty good reaction time. There's 3 squad leaders immediately shifted to this flank. St. Pepsi, Inchon, and Nacho. Zmitakov making it to the sheds. Now again, the sheds. Is this volume turned on or something? What's going on over here? Weird that I could hear that. Starting to cap Cattlesheds. You can see it when I gotta hover over it in just the right spot, but you can see the cap progress right there. It's going back up to Esprit, but for a second, BB got the pressure on. Rocket going off into the Sherman. I see puffs of smoke coming off of you. Now there's 2 ATs over there, so maybe they can finally take that Sherman out. He has been a thorn in their side for some time. Artillery smoke coming down right there, it looked like. No, wait. The Sherman can shoot smoke, right? I forget I forget that the medium Sherman can shoot smoke grenades. I so rarely actually see it put in use. Here comes Ranger. Pokers right on top of each other. Ranger gets taken out with a single shot. Very nice. The bolt action. See Inchon still over there, peeking through the bushes, looking that way, trying to get a feel for what's in front of him. St. Pepsi goes down. There's still a lot of BB guys over here on this flank. The Sherman has turned around. It does look like they cleaned out that support who was in here. There's a couple of guys. Simek has his squad over there somewhere in the east. Taking casualties right around here somewhere. They both get cleaned up. So it's BB on this flank over here. They've decent pressure, but they've got a tank blocking them up. I do see another tank marker up here for Esprit. With the P4. Double AT. Blows himself up, but he gets the P4. Before the Sherman can even turn that way and destroy him. Sherman gets a round off in that direction, but the P4 is already down. A handful of BB guys again making it into the circle. Just Apex is right there. Flare going up, trying to get a feel for what's in front of him. Handful of Esprit guys are here in the circle. Here comes the Sherman. That Sherman has been alive for ages. Ooh, Nacho goes down. Sherman's going to turn that way. The driver should be able to clean him up. Chris. Okay, got him. I was going to say, really, he's going to get through there. Okay, Esprit is now attacking back from the southwest. Coming back from 5 points and actually pushing into this flank from the opposite direction. Should be able to clean this up. There's the mark on the half track. There's Zoom launches a rocket into somebody's face. Here comes Zoom and Excel. Either one of them should be able to get this half track cleaned up. They won't be able to spawn here anymore. Spooky has it locked up. Okay. Oh, pretty large push coming from this side, though. Here comes the Sherman again, catching a ricochet from Heimdall. I know this half track is going to die. Is nobody going to kill it? Spooky's just going to sit on it all day? Keep it locked up? BB has decent pressure here, but they're taking a lot of casualties before they can really get any good cap pressure going. Before they can get any more of their reinforcements up in here. It does look like Zoom is about to destroy the half track. No? Satchel? What's going on? Come on, somebody kill the half track. It's like nails on a chalkboard right now, seeing that half track still alive. Like, just kill it! It's driving me crazy. Zemek still in the barns. I don't know, but he's got an OP in there. Gets a spawn in inside the barns. It's completely surrounded by Esprit infantry. It's a good flank attack, though. Supplies coming down for the Americans. Airhead. Okay, so that's their airhead. Or the American airhead. Unknown. Didn't see it. Oh, he got it with a grenade. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Looks like he tried to do the fast drop. Didn't quite get it. Didn't quite do it fast enough. So they had to wait for the full time of that spawn, but that's going to get them an OP up in that wheat field, of which Von Corndog is coming right up behind. There's the garrison. Von Corndog should have absolutely just seen it get built. It will be immediately locked up. Probably taken down. Zemek still gets some spawn-ins in the barn over there, but it's getting pushed. Von Corndog gets the commander. He's taking that garrison down right now, so the garrison will be gone. The OP should still be live, but all Unknown has to do is run up in between the two barns, and he should destroy it. It is still alive. Inchon goes down to Lord Venom. Another spawn-in for BB, trying to keep the pressure on this flank. So far, none of their guys have been able to really push in from anywhere else, though. That garrison, they really wanted to get that garrison up in the wheat field, but it got found immediately and taken out by Von Corndog. So all they have left is this one OP in here in the barns, and here comes the Sherman. Is that still the same Sherman from the beginning? Like, have they been rocking that tank this whole time? I think he got the OP with that shot. If not, Bonzu definitely got it right now. So, Sir Vex still in there by himself, laying low. With the bolt action, trying to get himself some kills. Oh, gets taken out by, I think Paradox got him. That will clean that up for BB. Just under 5 minutes left on the clock. BB is going to have to find some hole, some way to slip in here if they want to get any cat pressure going. They do have a number of guys out here on the east. I see 4 squad leaders now, as they just got to spawn in over there by Pierre's. And they're spread out enough that maybe 1 or 2 of these squad leaders can slip through and get another of the sneaky OPs up in by the barns somewhere. I got to hand it to BB for how hard they got boxed out at the start. They're doing a great job of trying to find gaps. They're not giving up. Bonzu goes down. The Sherman's now all by himself. No spotter, so... That's probably why he's moving around so much. That's what my buddies, when they 2-man, that's how they do it. They just move around constantly. I do see another half-track coming down the road right there. Looks like they're trying to get something, but will the tank see it? Oh, he definitely seen that. Gets a hit on him, doesn't quite get him, but he does track him. I think he killed the commander. Half-track does not manage to slip through. The tank gets a hold of it and destroys it. Still a decent amount of BB guys over here, but I don't see any of these squad leaders anymore. I don't know where their OPs are. Probably 1 or 2 managed to get OPs up, but Esprit is already pushing their infantry this way, looking to clear this out. They've got the tank over here. They've got Ranger pushing up from the south, pinching this from behind. I'm going to go look over in the west again. Oh, yep, here we go. BB again, shifting flanks. Might take them a minute or 2 to get a couple of these guys into place, but they can push right up this hedge. They're not really being covered too much. 1200 is actually looking the other way. Yada should be able to kill 1200, honestly. Just looking that way. Just standing up on that rooftop. Where am I? Okay, this is Bravo's OP. Yada gets taken out by, what, Zoom? Zaizu? Zaizu from behind. 1200 just blatantly standing up on rooftops. There we go. Somebody finally spotted you. Unfortunately, it was Rudolph with the submachine gun, or Grendula, one of those 2. It was definitely a submachine gun. Apex gets taken out over here. They trade, kill each other. But this attack also has already been discovered by Esprit, so they've pushing some infantry this way as well. Should be able to clean this up pretty good. The garrison is actually locked up for Esprit. As Nice gets it. I'm sorry, some of these names I just can't say it. Sounds like a bombing run coming through. Where's the pressure, though? Just coming straight through Cattlesheds just because. There's no pressure on anywhere. It's only 1 minute, 30 seconds left on the clock. I think he's just trying to get himself some kills, destroy a garrison or 2. Does not look like they're going to be able to get the pressure on anywhere. They're over here in the west again. They're even starting to get through as Nacho's coming around right behind Mad. Someone else gets him too. I think it was Adam or Inchon. Nacho chases him down and doesn't even get the kill. And then gets taken out. It's actually pretty decent looking push over here from BB. I just don't think I don't think they have enough time left on the clock to capitalize on it. Esprit already pushing this way as well. Oker's getting himself some kills, getting himself a tank crew. Again, dancing in and out of the hedges. Gets taken out by Zoom. Spree pushing down into this. 30 seconds left on the clock. Here comes Smearing. That was an American strafing run. Here comes a bombing run from Esprit, the counter bombing run. Gets a couple friendlies, but nobody cares. Here comes Kayanoshi just out of the tank. They just gave up on their Sherman. They probably got destroyed, but I didn't see it. Very well played first game. Alright, we'll give it to Ranger. Look at the combat scores. 300s, 596 from Excel. 284 from 1200s, 200s, 160s. I think it's just that 1-200. So, Esprit definitely takes the victory when it comes to combat scores. That was a well-played first match. Just gotta wait a minute for the next one. I don't know. What did you guys think? Get some discussion going in the chat. See, tell me what you thought of watching your teams play each other. It definitely, I mean, Esprit just completely boxed them right out right at the start. Took complete control of the map. But BB got a couple of flanks and even got some cap pressure going on at Cattlesheds. So they got beat up a little bit at first, but they adjusted pretty well. Most of the time they were just getting a little bit outshot. Of course, I don't know. I'm assuming that the server was picked so that it's kind of in between everybody. That's usually how it goes. So I don't really know. It looks like it really looks. Looking at pings over here, Esprit actually seems to have way higher pings. So. Not really high enough that it's like a huge detriment, but definitely got some higher pings on Esprit's side. All right, here we go. Changing sides. Give these guys a second to pick up the teams. Get ourselves in here. All right. Get the camera into position, and we'll watch for some rockets. All right, we got 2.5 minutes for the warm-up. I'm going to step away for just 1 second. I'll be right back. Still got a minute left on the timer. All right, back, messages. Now I hear told that they think that the Germans have the advantage for positioning. They definitely get this right here. They get this hedgerow that's in the circle. They can put a garrison like right here in the circle, and it's pretty protected. But they also get the high ground, and you can see the P4 already headed this way to the high ground. Right there. Truck's headed this way as well. 15 seconds. Start watching for the rockets. Thank you everybody who's been watching, by the way. Really appreciate the support. There's the curtain. Rocket's already going off, or tank round or something. Tank rounds, there's a rocket. A little short, but looked pretty good. About another second later, and I think that might have connected. More tank rounds going off right here in the center. See that truck over there on the right coming across the open field? There's the Sherman is exchanging. Some more rocks going off right in the face of Esprit as they're getting this garrison up behind the hedgerow. This first truck makes it pretty deep. Supplies coming down for the Americans right there. Looking to get their garrison up in the sheds. Esprit pushing through to the sheds. There goes the truck, but I don't think there was anybody in it anymore. I can hear the Sherman is trading fire, but I don't know where the P4 is. Looks like he's right here somewhere in the center. I just seen on the map. It's right in front of me somewhere. There he is. As he catches around from the Sherman. Some keyholing going off right here in between the barns. Very nice shooting by the Sherman crew. As they are now going to have to jump out and repair. Will help out BB to help take control of this point, which I can't see the cap pressure. Mostly capped by Esprit at this point. Again, it looks like they should be in the circle right here by being in the sheds, but honestly I think just the commander is the only one who's actually in the circles. Thank you for the follow. Esprit now pushing up. I know that stuff's kind of annoying, but I swear I muted it. I wanted it on the screen. It's like kind of a reminder to do it, but I wanted the audio to be turned off. Oh well, I'll get it next time. Maybe my plan just doesn't work. Sometimes the stream software just don't do what you want it to. There's the Sherman. There's the cap for Esprit. All spawns in the zone for BB have now been taken out. Huge spawning on that garrison right there, right behind the Sherman. I think Zoom actually seen that, so maybe he's looking to get a rocket off. I'm not sure if he's going for the rocket. He does end up getting taken out by Adgra. Zemek pushing out wide as a squad leader. What's going on over here in the east? Over in the east, mostly under the control of Esprit. There is a handful of BB guys over there, but the main fight is still right here, right over the sheds themselves. Adgra in the barn. Boomer Sooner coming around. Gets a hold of Sir Vex and Heimdall. The Sherman starts letting loose with its guns. It knows there's infantry close. Big spawn-in by BB way out on the flank. Again, looking like they're trying to get in and around behind this. Where did the P4 go? He's still there. I just want to make sure he didn't get destroyed. There he is. Now where's the Sherman? It's right over here somewhere. Is he wounded? No, he's over here. So, I think he's trying to get a shot on him. Can't quite see him. He's pretty protected by the infantry. There's Zoom over there as an AT. Catches him with a round. Does he pull into view of the P4, though, is the question. Hits him again. Can he see that? I think he's shooting blind in there. That smoke covering him, but he does get taken out by one of the ATs. Zoom, I'm assuming. I don't see any other ATs unless Paradox landed a super long-range rocket. I didn't see the shot. It actually might have been Paradox. He's shooting that way. Either way. Oh, no, he's still there. He's still there. I thought it was him that got destroyed. It was the repair station. Ooh! Lucky bastard. That looked like it connected in the right spot. P4 now pushing up. Adgra gets killed right in front of him. BB doing a much better job of keeping their guys right up on the circle. Way better than they did on the first match. They're not getting boxed out like they were nearly as hard. They've got a number of guys over there in Breakor. I hear shooting going on behind me at Pierre's. Here comes the P4 up into the circle. I think he's looking to try and get a shot on that Sherman that's right there on the bottom right of the screen. Alright, he pulled up and he's holding. That Sherman is so wounded. I don't think he even dares move. He's still trying to repair. They know that P4 is right there, but he's under no circumstances can he engage it until he's fully repaired. Alright, what's going on behind us? Ah, it's 1200s. They're shooting crews and stuff, shooting people. I think they can see that garrison. Wouldn't even be surprised to see a precision strike as soon as it's available. I don't think it's available until 20 minutes. So I think we still got 3-4 more minutes before they can use that precision. But yeah, there's the mark on the garrison. They know it's there. P4 might actually be trying to get a shot on it. Esprit pushing up, trying to take control of these barns. BB still holding on to their side of the cap zone. Not quite able to keep control. Zoom with the flamethrower. I see that. I see you, Zoom. Do it again. With the flamethrower. Here comes Matt. Look out, Matt. Oh, I wanted to see the flamethrower. Just gonna end up getting blasted by the tank, who seems to be pulling up, looking to engage with the P4. Gets a shot on him. They're both wounded. Loses that exchange. Nice shooting. Kanoshi. Capping out for the repair. P4 is going to live to fight another day. Without that Sherman there to protect this infantry, they should be able to clean these sheds out pretty easily. The garrison is still there, but Ranger's right on top of it. I should know exactly where it is. What is he doing? Did he just almost look like he was placing a satchel right there for some reason? I was like, I don't think that's close enough to kill the garrison. I don't understand. They know that garrison's there. The machine gunner behind me, smearing. I guess they just don't care. Smearit's got it locked down. Alright, there they go. That's a dead garrison. Over in the west, there's quite a few infantry over here for BB. They're going to have to start doing shifting their flanks around again like they did last time. They're hitting over here. Looks like the east is pretty clear. They've got a garrison up over there as a warning beacon. So for the most part, the fight is going to be over here on the west, at least for the next few minutes. Now, Esprit already has some guys in these courtyards starting to clear out Breakor. There's more guys for BB. So it's just going to come down who gets the better shots. There's supplies for the Germans coming down right here. Right behind Oakers. See if they can get a garrison up over here anywhere. There's Excel back here peeking this wall. With the bolty. How do you get up there? He used the truck? Is that how he did it? Here comes Chris around the backside. He's going to run into Paradox. Here comes the peak. Oh, Paradox with the fast shot of the bolt action. Well played. Gets Lord Venom. That seemed like a redeploy or something. He just disappeared. Didn't hear a shot. Paradox trying to line up a shot on. Gets him. Grenades going off now. Matt, again, all by himself. Gets blasted. Gets taken out by Excel. Whatever they have over here, it's right there. An OP, I guess. Where is it? Somewhere over here. I don't see it. Oh, Excel gets taken out, I think, by Lord Venom. They're pushing the other way. Venom's looking that way. Gets hip fired by JJJJ. JJJJ gets taken out by Chris. Sheza then gets taken out by Rudolph. Bonzu's right there in that pit, waiting for people to drop on him. I don't know what they have over here. They got some kind of a spawn over here. Probably an OP, because they're not really coming back in huge numbers. Let's head back over the east. Pretty pushed out over here in the east. They do have a couple of guys trying to swing out wide here past unknown. So Mac's got a support with him over here. Maybe looking to get a garrison up. I think this is still in the zone where they're at right now. They're still in their red zone. They're like right here-ish where I'm looking. I don't even think the Mech can build it there. I think he'd have to build it back by that house. Maybe he already did. Unknown gets taken out. There's a couple guys over here for BB. Most of the fighting's still happening over in the west as Esprit is trying to figure out where they're coming from. They do have at least one spawn. Looks like Vendka got another one up the trenches over there north of Breakor. So maybe they can get some progress going over here. They do have a number of guys out here on the east. Keep the pressure on. The supplies coming down for the Germans. Looks like Roseped's going to get that cleaned up before they can do anything with it. Von Korndorg's right there as a support, but he's not going to be able to get close enough to it. There goes the supplies. A couple of squad leaders over here for Esprit. Oh, Apex coming up behind him. See if he can get into position to take those guys out. Should be able to hear. Should hear the shooting. Oh, there's no windows on that side. So he's just looking the other way. Instead, Von Korndog gets himself a kill. Unknown pushing out around him. I think they're trying to make their way over this corner. They know there's something over there. It's just an OP as far as I know. That's a garrison. There is. So they did end up getting a garrison over there, and they got some guys over there. They do clean up those Esprit guys who are pushing that way. The Ranger already headed in that direction, though. I would expect more Esprit guys to come this way. There is a number of BB guys starting to slip through. I also have another tank here. Where's the medium? For Esprit, he's all the way over here on the other side of Cattlesheds. But is he... Where's the Sherman? It's right there. I don't know if he can see that or not. I can't. BB getting some pressure on from the east. A number of Esprit guys are starting to push that way, though. Von Korndog and Unknown still heading that way as squad leaders. It kind of seems like they lost their OPs. They're a little further back than they were before. I think whoever it was that was over there, I forget who it was, cleared out a couple of their OPs. Esprit still holding on to the circle really strong. They've lost their garrisons over here in the east. So that's a pretty clear indicator that they're being attacked on that side. BB making some progress. Apex coming around the backside as a spotter. Might be able to find some spawns. US Ranger actually kind of headed that way. I don't know if he took something out. He's right about here in this wheat field. So. Right, that wheat field? Yeah, it's this one. Supplies coming down on us right here for Esprit. Should be able to get another garrison up over here. That was an American strafing run. Ranger and Apex right on top of each other. Can you hear those footsteps? Should be able to hear those footsteps. And there it is. Ranger takes out Apex. Esprit getting over here on the road. Here comes Spooky and Adam in a half track. Spooky in the up gun. Here comes the supplies, heading over this way to get the garrison up. It's funny that they're using the half-track to do it. Just cruising around in a half-track with a machine gunner on top. I like it. Sir Vex looking to get these supplies. He's gonna get shot. Oh, he didn't get him. They know you're getting shot at now. He's on the supplies. He should get that supply drop. Apex will survive, I guess. The supplies do get cleaned up, so there will be no garrison there. BB coming down from the north. Spooky gets shot out of the gun. He gets shot out of the gun by Sir Vex. Very nice shooting on a moving target. Looking to set this half-track up over here. Wants another gunner. Excel immediately jumps in. Starts blasting. Heimdall goes down to Von Corndog. Adam and Excel thunder running it in with the half-track. Excel gets taken down by Yada. I don't even know what his plan is with this half-track. He's just having fun with it, I guess. Using it as what a half-track would normally be used for in real life, as opposed to as some sort of weird spawning thing like it is in a video game. I'm actually kind of genuinely enjoying watching them use the half-track as a half-track would really be used. As a troop carrier and a mobile machine gun. Ross Pad gets taken out by Von Corndog. Spawning right there by Yada. This is a... Ooh, he stopped. He stopped in time to miss the rocket from Heimdall. Oh, Paradox. Just a stream of blood coming out of his body as he's getting lit up. Heimdall looking to get this rocket on. Paradox jumps out and gets Heimdall before he gets the rocket off, but... Grease. I don't know how to say your name, so I'm just going to pronounce the GRZ as Grease. Von Corndog is taken down by Yada. The half-track does get destroyed by Grease. I think Unknown got a hold of that OP before Zemet killed him. Zemet being a squad leader should be able to get it back up immediately. Esprit just pushing harder this way, though, clearing this out even more. Let's head back over to the west. It looks like they've got the west pretty well locked down. There's a couple of guys for BB coming from way out on the edge of the map, already being marked. Well aware that there's guys out there. BB starting to make their way up a couple different directions. There's an OP mark, infantry mark. Looks like 1200 and Rudolph are exchanging with each other right now. I hear some more shooting off to my left. Oh. 1200 gets the kill. Over here, to the left, though, it actually looks like BB won the fight. They're starting to push in. They've got quite a few guys over here. Maybe they can start getting a little pressure on Breakcore. They've also got this one recon squad around on the back side. I was a little surprised not lighting any of these garrisons up. They're just in the sweet spot to not light them up. There's a bombing run. Should get a garrison. I don't even know if that garrison was there. Doesn't look like it got a whole lot with that bombing run, though. Von Corndog should be able to get a garrison up over there by that house. The warning beacon, it does look like Esprit has a pretty good lockdown over here on the east. On the west, they also have it fairly well locked down, but there's quite a few guys coming in for BB. Here comes the half-track for BB. Or nope. Never mind. That's just Adam driving around with his half-track again. Is he actually using it as a... Nope. Just jumping out, building stuff, and getting back in, I guess. I don't know. He left it running, so I'm not sure what he's going to do. Are these guys just getting pinned down by Zaizu over there? Dude does finally get cleaned up by Grendula. One guy just holding up this whole push, though. Oh. Paiskens gets himself a kill. There goes the half-track again, taking off back towards Cattlesheds. And I think Okay, yeah, they did get that supplies down over there. They dropped more. They're just spamming supplies everywhere. Spree got this pretty locked down at the moment. Pushed almost all the way up to the line. BB's not really finding any gaps to slip through. Here comes the P4 right in their face. Just shoving the P4 down their throat, coming right up to spawn. I have not seen the Sherman in some times. I wonder if it recently was destroyed. I haven't heard any tank battles or big explosions, but sometimes if you're not close enough, you don't hear it. Vendka over here protecting this garrison still. Gets a hold of Unknown. Still exchanging with Burger over there. I feel like they're actually drawing attention to this garrison by engaging so close to it. Granted, Esprit probably has a pretty good idea that something's back there. P4 is wounded. What? I see a vehicle marker over there. There. I saw it. What is it? Truck? Half track? It's a half track. Right? No. Yeah, it's a half track. Why does it look weird? I don't know. It's kind of looked weird. I guess I haven't really seen the American half track that much in admin cam. Looked kind of funny. I do get that half track up. It is still moving. I'm not sure what they're trying to do with it. St. Pepsi right there as a squad leader should be able to see it. Keep an eye on it, follow it, see where it goes. Honking his horn at him. I see you, he says. Esprit. Completely boxing this out BB almost entirely. They do have some pressure on like the very far western edge of the flank, but they're completely pushed out over here in the east. They're nowhere here in the center. They do have a garrison marker there, but I don't think there's actually a garrison there. Apex is there as recon, but I don't think there's actually a garrison there. It's just an OP, as you just see Cervex spawn on it right now. So BB trying to keep it up over here in the east. Sorry, that garrison marker was actually over here. I was looking in the wrong spot. But I haven't seen any movement over here to lead me to believe that there's a garrison unless it was a supply drop. There is supplies coming down. Yeah, should be coming down right about there. Gotta make sure I don't ping the map. Even though there's nobody to ping to, I still gotta make sure I don't do it. Excel goes down. BB again. Every time I look over here, they've got a lot of guys, but they never seem to be any closer. They're getting taken out from this other trench by St. Pepsi. There's U.S. Ranger in the half track. Just a cruising. I just want to see if he like drives in here and gets rocketed or something. He just lost his friendlies. There's Chris as an AT. Uh-oh. I see that rocket. Oh no! And he's gone. I like the simple things in life. I like it when stuff goes boom. Look at all these Esprit guys over here now, though. As soon as that half-track went down, immediately got more infantry up in here. The half-track was almost a diversion for the infantry to push up. There's the Sherman, finally. Now, where did the P4 go? P4 all the way out on the very eastern edge of the map. Sherman not in a terrible position to support some infantry if he had any infantry around him to support. If they had some guys coming in the front door, he could help them push through this wheat field or something, but just... It's like I don't... It's not necessarily bad positioning by the tank. I almost feel like it's more like... And not that it's really their fault. They don't have the spawns, but it feels like it's just bad positioning for the infantry. Like, they don't have anybody protecting this tank. Bonzu right here is an assaultman, potentially with a satchel. There it comes. Satchel on. And that's what I'm talking about. Out of position in the sense that he doesn't have any infantry around to support him. Yeah, they are driving the half-track up in there. He is trying to protect that half-track. They're driving the half-track into the barn. Inchon's right there. Inchon goes down, zooms right there as a machine gunner. Gets taken out. There goes the Sherman. They're going to lose their tank support, but they do have a half-track inside the barn. Now, it might actually be considered red zone where it's sitting. So it'll be harder for them to lock it up. There comes Ranger with the rocket, though. And half-track is cleaned up. St. Pepsi gets taken out. Ranger gets himself a kill. Vendka is still in there as a squad leader. Could potentially get his OP up. Does get a spawn wave. His OP gets cleaned up, but he's still alive. If he lives... Oh, he lives long enough. Is that the P4? Yeah, here comes the P4. If he lives long enough, he can get his OP back up, but that's a long wait when you're trying to survive inside the circle with no other spawns. Every reinforcement that you lose is gone. Down to 3 BB guys trying to hold down these sheds. 2 BB guys trying to hold down these sheds. Vendka still alive, gets himself a kill. The rocket comes in, does not get him. He's still alive. Satchel goes off on the barn, cleans it up. Esprit clears this out. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. That was a pretty nice last-minute attempt there by BB. I don't think they have anything in position to really threaten this anymore. That was nice. I like that. That was a good effort there. They used the tank to support it. The tank was, in fact, out of position. He did get destroyed by that satchel, but he protected the half-track. The half-track got in there. It didn't live, but it was a good effort. It was a good effort, especially when you only got a few minutes left and there isn't much left you can do. Esprit just spreading out, trying to get themselves some more kills here in the last few minutes. Supplies coming down for the Germans on top of the sheds, looking to get the garrison back up in there. Somewhere. I don't even know if they can. They got this garrison down here and the other one over off to the right, so just backup supplies at this point. Oh, Oakers gets Ranger. Burger he's taking some shots from Burger. The P4 is right there looking the other way. Oakers is still shooting down the hedgerow from the other side. He does get taken out, I think, by Burger. Maybe Bonzu. Over here in the west, still a fight going off. 1200 goes down to Pilecki. Zaizu holding on here at the hedge, getting as many kills as he can. Oh. Every time I look over here, this is as far as BB's been able to push. Maybe they'll make it through this time as Rudolph is going to make the courtyard. 12 pops right in his face. 1200 gets Rudolph. And Vendka. Pilecki now right there. Some grenades going off. Grendula goes down. Some rockets going through. Just barely missing Zaizu. 1200 gets Rudolph as he comes through the door. There comes Chris around the back side. Should get 1200 in the back. That is a garrison right there. Yep, there's a garrison right there. Chris should get the garrison. Garrison goes down. This is probably one of the better pushes we've seen from BB. So they're finally starting to make it into break order. There's going to be a number of infantry coming this way from Esprit, but without that garrison there, they're going to have to come from further away. They do have garrisons in pretty decent positions. They do have Charlie Squad, Boomer Sooner. He should be able to get his OP up over there, and they'll be able to bring reinforcements in from multiple directions to clean this up. But it was still a good-looking push. Here comes the half-track again. With Paradox in the turret. And Esprit starting to push through. I think they're looking for the spawn that's over here. What was that? Somebody just shot a rocket at something over here. Excel shooting rockets. There goes Chris again as AT. There's Heimdall as an AT. Boom! There's another dead half-track. It's fun watching him drive around in that thing, but as you can see, is not the greatest plan. 30 seconds left. Clock's ticking down. Lots of Esprit guys coming this way. Take a quick look at the map. Looks like they got it cleaned up all over the place. So this is as good of a spot as any to watch the timer run out. Grendula goes down. These guys are pushing in here in the last few seconds. We'll follow Bonzu, I guess. Get in there, Bonzu. You got 8 seconds. Oh, he gets himself 2 kills, too, before he goes down to Venka. Very nice last little push there. That was a nice little fight. Very well played by both teams. Take a quick look at the combat scores. Match has ended. It's 300 from Paradox, 241 from Zoom, 271 from 1200. Quite a few just shy of 300. 214 from Chris. 275. Oh, I didn't see what it was. They're already leaving. And the tanks did pretty good. Pretty good match. Well, again, I just want to throw out there that when I criticize a play or a team, it's just my personal opinion. So you probably had your reason for doing what you're doing. I just don't know what it was. That's all it is. So take it with a grain of salt, I guess. We all know I don't know what I'm talking about anyways. So, oh, with that being said, that is the end of that little series there. So I'll go ahead and shut it down there. I'll be back later tonight. I'll be casting a friendly between Ocelot and 280 and Lucky Strikes. They're doing a friendly scrim tonight. So I'll be casting that. For those of you guys who will be tuning in for that, we'll see you later. Otherwise, you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Take it easy. With the heart of fire and a blazing sun.